right, awesome. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for making some time today to join us. So I'm Kat. I'm the marketing director at Astro Loyalty. And I decided to kind of mix things up today. So usually these webinars are, directed at our retailers. They're designed to show them how to use the marketing suite, like the different elements of the marketing suite. But I decided to kind of mix it up a little bit and show everyone what the brands are actually able to do from their program portals to actually contribute content to the marketing suite itself. So for those retailers on the call, you guys are probably familiar with the image library within your marketing suite. There is a subfolder within that library that is called brand media. My image assets is actually how your favorite brands contribute those materials to brand media. So right now within the chat, you are welcome to ask questions as we go. We have some Astro team members in this chat manning it for you. They can answer your questions. So I got Kendall Walker here. She's our latest brand director. So she's the one that helps our brands get their programs up in Astro, ready to go. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kendall. Awesome to have you. And then we also have Cassie Bauer. She is our freaking desk guru, man. I don't even know how she does it. It's amazing. So we got a great team with you to help you out. And yeah, so ask questions in the chat. We got you up at the very top of the chat. You're going to find some links to help you find the materials that I'm going to be talking about. So brands who are part of this call, most of those links are going to be for you. Those of you retailers that are on here that want to, get your Scooby-Doo glasses on, go for it. You're totally welcome to. Beautiful. All right, so let's get started. My image asset. So the whole idea here is share and be shared. So let's get rolling. All right, so message to our brands. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to provide high-resolution, shareable content to help Astro retailers educate and introduce your brand and your loyalty programs to their community. So we are so lucky to have so many amazing brands on Astro that just have marketing departments. I mean, their content is just amazing. So we're really happy that you guys are with us to, step it up and just provide awesome shareable stuff. All right, so now let's do this. Today we're going to go over the My Image Assets, categories, and resolutions. This is what is in the brand program portals on Astro. We're going to discuss social media image sizing suggestions so that when you actually upload social media intended images into the brand media library for our retailers, that you're actually giving them images that they're going to be able to share via Astro Social. We're going to talk about program image requirements and makeovers. So this is the big project that we are working on that we talked about at Super Zoo for those of you that came to sit down with us. So the majority of the images that are in the program media library within brand media are smaller images. So they're about 400 by 400. And this used to be our image requirements, but now that we have, tools such as Astro Social, we need to amp up the size of those images, the quality of those images, and the descriptive nature of those images so that our retailers can actually have an image that they can share that is representative of the program that they're trying to get the word out about. I'm also going to give you access to our Astro Media Kit. You can find the link for that in the chat right now. If you scroll up a little bit, it'll be there. It says Astro Media Kit, logos, program images, and program image instructions, and so forth. And then we're going to go over the retailer view from the suite. So I'm actually going to show you live Astro. I'm going to go into a demo of an Astro program portal. So those of you retailers are going to see what those guys see when they go in and they access their programs and their image assets and stuff. And then those of you brands who are joining us today, you're going to see what our retailers see when they go into their Astro marketing suite. All right. So all of this information I will provide for you, after this in writing. So anybody who registers, you're going to get this. Kendall's also going to help me get this out to you, so that you can adequately know what to do with my image assets. So let's start with low resolution versus high resolution. So some of the categories within my image assets, such as logos and program images, do give you the option to choose low or high. So low resolution goes up to 800 pixels wide, and then high resolution is anything over 800 pixels wide. So let's start with logos. So those of you that have a brand program portal on Astro, and you have your big brand, and then you have sublines within you, all that have your own additional logos and so forth. This is the section where you can actually load in all of your different product line logos and have them available for our retailers to use. So, retailers, when they go into their brand media library, they'll see, a logo drop down below it, and they can filter that drop down according to, brand name, and they can find all the logos that, you put up in there. So you can do them as low resolution, you can do them as high. It's up to you. You can do both. Program images. This is a broader category. It has multiple subcategories within it. So the way that you categorize within this one is you would actually upload an image to the program image library. You can designate it as low or high. And then once the image is uploaded, you can choose to associate it directly with one of your published loyalty programs. So it'll show you all of your frequent buyer programs, all of your current live and future live offers, as well as your Sharing the Love programs. The method in which you associate affects who can have access and use that image. So for instance, if a retailer is enrolled in your frequent buyer program and you upload a program image and you check the box beside frequent buyer, your specific frequent buyer program, only those retailers who are enrolled in that program will have access to that image. It just makes it so that the brand media library isn't completely bursting with images that aren't relevant to the retailer who is using them. All right, so then we added 2 brand new categories specifically for our retailers. These were requested. So a big one that was requested was printable signage and shelf talkers. So, a lot of us, myself, I come from, a independent pet store background. And one of the biggest things that we would ask whenever a rep would come in, do you have any signage for us? Because we like to decorate. Cassie knows this. Yes. So this is a way for you, if you have digital assets, of course we can, Julie, no problem. And you actually are going to get an email with a link to this video after we're done today. So don't you worry about that. But yeah, I'll get you all the content as well. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so you can actually upload digital assets that are representative of your printable signage, shelf talkers, and all that. And then our retailers can then save that image to their desktop, and they can choose to print it. They can send it off to be printed, something like that. So this is a great way for them to get what they need immediately without having to, track you down, order something, wait for it to be shipped, or wait for a rep to drive up and deliver it. So some options here, you can do infographics, shelf talkers, anything that's going to help them, put up something in the store that gives them, the customers, a little bit more information about your brand. And these images as well can be directly associated with a published program. So perfect. And then the newest one, we have social media. So social media, we specifically added this category to help retailers with Astro Social. So Astro Social is a new addition to our Astro Marketing Suite. It allows retailers to click on a social icon above any image that is of appropriate size within our image library, and then they can immediately post that image via Astro Social to either Instagram or Facebook. So when you're uploading your image here, we're not going to restrict you on size. There isn't really any guideline other than the fact that it has to be of a high resolution. It has to be at least 800 pixels wide. So it does take some knowledge as to what size images look best on what platform, to help you load in images that they can actually use and will look nice when shared. So for instance, most of you guys are familiar, Instagram loves 1080 by 1080. That's going to be key there. And then usually the Facebook images, and we'll go into this in more detail later, 1200 by 628. All right. So here we go, social media image sizing suggestions. And I say suggestions because, like I said, we do not force you to within any sort of guideline. And when you do upload an image, you're not actually labeling that image as intended for Instagram or Facebook. You're just providing the image so that the retailers can choose to use it. So Astro Social allows retailers to post images to their business Instagram, Facebook accounts. Below each image in the library is going to show them the specific dimensions of that image. If the image is a high resolution image, and it should be since you're loading into this category, it will have a optimized for social media icon beside it, which is a happy thumbs up. So Instagram, square is best. 1080 by 1080 pixels is ideal. You can go bigger if you want to, but you definitely want to make sure that it is square. Now you can share a rectangular image to Instagram, but it will crop it to the center and the viewer won't be able to see the full image until it's actually clicked on. So for those of us that go scrolly, 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 you know, you want them to see the full thing. All right. Yeah, totally. See, Brandy, we love you guys. You guys, okay, so I'm gonna keep getting distracted. It's like squirrel. Anyway, okay, sorry. Now, Facebook, you have a little bit more flexibility here. So what I usually suggest is 1200 by 628. Since these images can function really nicely as title images. So this is when retailers share their template campaigns to their Facebook timelines as clickable posts. So this is one of the new features that we added to Astro Marketing 2.0. So rather than actually them being required to send a created template via email or app notification or text prior to sharing, they can choose to just make a template and share it directly to their Facebook timeline without even having to deliver it via email. So the process for that is they choose one image to be representative of the entire template. That image shows up in the Facebook timeline, just like you would share a blog entry or something like that. It would be the representative image. The viewer clicks on that image, and then it will open up a URL that shows the viewer the entire template that that retailer created. So that's why I like the 1200 by 628. Those show up really nice. They don't get cropped in a weird, Facebooky weird way. They look awesome. Now, if the retailer is just sharing the image itself without any sort of like template associated with it, you have more flexibility on the actual size and dimensions of those images. So you can, you know, do whatever you want there. And like I said, they're going to see the actual dimensions below it. So they're going to know whether or not that image is going to suit their needs when they share. All right. This is the big one, guys. This is why any of you that actually took the time to attend, that is a brand, you're going to get a friggin' big old cookie because I love you guys for being here. So this is the big thing that we're working on. And if you can get ahead in the game on this, you're going to kill it with our image library. So those of you that have been with Astro since, shoot, I don't know, 2016, you probably have a frequent buyer image that looks a little weird. You might have something that maybe the image associated with your frequent buyer program might not even be what your product looks like today. Who knows? So, you know, those of you kind of know that we've already had discussions, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So program images are undergoing a huge makeover. So this is good for our retailers because now you're going to have more shareable content. You're going to have, you know, ways where you can actually print these images if you choose to, put them up in your store, and it's all good. So these are the images that are directly attached. I'm talking to the brands now. These are the images that are directly attached to your published programs. At this time, only Astro can actually upload an image directly to your program. So those retailers on our call, these are the images that you see when you go to like my Astro webpage or you add an offer to your template. Those guys, the ones that you see when you enroll in a program. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about here. Now, we're going to add a feature some point down the road that's going to give our brands the power to upload their own image to their own programs. So if you do have a product change or something like that, or you want to update your image yourself, you're not going to have to, you know, find an Astro agent to do it for you. So that is coming soon. And once we have that available, we will let you know. Now, image requirements. Minimum 800 by 800 pixels, and we know this, so we don't want these images to pixelate when they're shared via Astro Social. And we decided we really want to see an Astro logo that pertains to your program somewhere on the image. So we have logos for Astro Frequent Buyer, Astro Offers, Sharing the Love, and we do have standard Astro Loyalty images. So try to match, if you have a frequent buyer program, put the Astro Frequent Buyer logo on it. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be, kind of tuck it in there a little bit. So we have some identity. It's just going to help our retailers know, what's going on, and any sort of pet owners that are out there, they're going to start to have some identification and indication that this is something that is a shop local program, and that they're supporting local businesses while, participating in this. And then, of course, you want to include images of products that are included in your program. And then optional, you want to include like lifestyle images of pets enjoying the products that are part of your program. You want to think, how am I going to make this a shareable image that's going to be like, oh, that's cute, kind of thing. So we have some examples here of some brands that did a good job recently, and there's so many more. You guys are really doing a great job. All right, Astro Media Kit. So this is shared in the chat. If you scroll up, you'll see where it says Astro Media Kit. And it's full of subfolders of the actual program specific images. It's currently in Google Drive. We're going to have a better place for it soon. Don't you worry. It contains high-res PNG and vector logos. So, we want your images to look sharp. We're going to give you sharp logos to help with that. There is a folder that we added that is called Manufacturer Instructions and Guidelines. It's going to contain all the program image requirements that I just went over on the previous slide. So if you need a refresher, it's right there for you. And we're going to add, additional info there as well. There's also some examples of real images that other brands have submitted for their particular programs, so you can get an idea. I also made a Canva template. If you really need help putting together an image that would fit, you can use that Canva template link and just plug in your own product images and cute dogs and cats, rabbits, and all that, and get yourself an 800 by 800 that fits our guidelines. So we're there for you. We want to help you. Don't you worry about it. All right. And now for our retailer view. And I'm going to show you the actual view in Astro in just a moment. So our retailers are very familiar with this. This is so My Image Assets allows you to upload your marketing materials directly to the brand media library, which is a subsection of the image library in the marketing suite. From there, retailers are able to apply filters. They can search for your images using the brand dropdown. So they can say, okay, I want to see offer-related imagery for, brand X, and they apply those filters. They can find it. They want to see social media images related to this offer, related to this brand, all that. So we try to make it very easy for them to find stuff that they need. They can favorite your images. So clicking that little heart will favorite that image. It will save the image up at the top of the list. They can find that image very easy later. Clicking on the Astro social icon, Facebook or Instagram, above the image will allow them to post that image directly to their social page. They can type in their caption, they can @tag you, they can hashtag you, and boop, there it goes. And then the brand media library is also accessible from their template editor. So when they're putting together a campaign template that they can send via email, SMS, app notification, or Facebook, they can go in, they can pull the images that they want, and they can put it together and create a really banging template. Alrighty, so I included all of these links in the chat if you scroll up. So, any questions, we are there for you. So the email address that I'm sure you guys all know by now, I hope, support@astroloyalty.com. Guys, I'm just gonna say it. My personal email, my work email, my Kay Carbonaro email, I'm not great, Cassie knows. Anyway, sorry, whatever. Anyway, support is the best one. If you email support, you're reaching everybody at Astro. We can all work together to help rectify whatever question or issue that you're having. And we can set little alert reminders so that it doesn't get dropped. So support@astroloyalty.com, best way to reach Astro. I have a meeting link on there if you want to do a sit-down one-on-one Google Meet style with me for 15, 30 minutes. Talk about anything you want. I don't know, cat memes, I don't care. You can use that link, pick a time that works for you. I have our media kit in there, and then our webinar registration page. If you scroll up in the chat, you'll find that as well. So for brands on this call, there is a Astro webinar that we do weekly, every Tuesday. That is led by our sales team. That is the absolute perfect webinar that you can share with anybody, any retailer who is new to Astro, that you want to introduce to Astro, that is not yet ready to sign up for a free trial for Astro and just wants to kind of get an idea of what Astro is all about. That's the webinar to share. On Wednesdays, you got me. I do a different topic every week related to marketing, if so, fact so. Next week, we're going to do a deep dive into Canva. That was requested by a retailer or a couple of retailers at Super Zoo. And then on Thursdays, we do an Astro offer webinar that is perfect for any retailer who wants to learn a little bit more about Astro offers, the benefits. If you're a brand that has a bunch of offers on Astro and you just want a way for, to share that with a retailer so that they understand what that's all about, that's also the webinar to share for that. So, yeah. And then thank you. All right. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to actually show you what the real stuff. So let's get out of here real quick. We're going to do, I'm just going to share my whole screen. I'm going to put you guys in a tunnel real quick. Hold on. Ooh. All right, sweet. Okay, so right now I'm in a program portal, a brand portal on Astro. So the cool thing about Astro is everybody has their own place to log in. So we have, our retailers log in, they see their Astro loyalty dashboard. Our brands log in, they see their Astro program portals, and then our distributor buddies log in and they see their fulfillment portals. So we're all working together on the same system here, which is awesome. So under utilities, you're going to find my image assets. And I just want to say real quick, anybody who has access, who has a login for your portal, will have access to this right here. So if you have any members of your team, talking to you brands, if you have any members of your team that wants to have access to this section, let us know via support@astroloyalty.com and we will get them set up with a login. Okay. So to add an image here, you'll see all the categories listed. Regardless of the one that you click on, you're going to see where it says add new image. And you're also going to see the images that were already added to that particular category. So to add an image, you're just clicking add an image. The first thing that I recommend that you do is select whether you want it to be high or low resolution. So sometimes I'll forget to do this and I'll be trying to upload something that's high and it'll say like, you can't do that because it's too big. So you want to pick that. You want to choose the section that you want your image to go in. And then typically at that point, I just go in and I find the image that I want to load. It'll go in there and then I'll give it a title, whatever you like. So, you can be descriptive with this image and it's mainly for you because you're going to see the title of this. The retailers will see the title too when they actually mouse over the image. So yeah, and then you just click upload. Once that picture is in there, you'll see below here where you'll see all your frequent buyer programs listed, any active offers, and any adoption programs that are listed. Now, if you don't choose anything at this point, it's just going to show up as an associated with your brand itself. Now, if you are uploading something under program, or one of those, like if you're uploading something under program, you are going to want to associate it with the program. So you just do that by checking the box beside it, and then you click save and publish, and it'll be there. There we go. If you ever need to make adjustments to that image, you just click on it. You can uncheck boxes, you can check other boxes, or you can remove the asset entirely. All right. And yeah, so everything, you got your social media images, they'll be listed under there and so forth. So you can totally amass a pretty big library in here. Now, when Astro actually attaches an image directly to one of your published programs, we're also going to check a box that's going to publish that image here as well. So you can go into, for instance, program images, and you can see all the images that are currently associated with your programs. If you see something on there that you don't like, check in with us and make sure that it's not something that is attached directly to your program. And if you need to take a little peek, you can find your programs listed themselves, click on them and you'll see the image, you'll see part of the image that is attached to your program. And then there actually is a download link below there. You can click where it says download program image and pull it out and just kind of take a look at it. You can tweak it, send it back to us, and we'll reattach it. But eventually you're going to have an actual link down here where you can upload your own images to those programs. All right, so now let's go into demo account. We got Midtown. Beautiful. All right, so this is our retailer marketing suite. So we have our image library here. And the image library is a beast of a library. So there's a, brand media is everything that the brands contribute. Astro is everything that Astro contributes. Usually it's my NutsOS, excuse me. And then my media, sorry guys, then my media is where our retailers can upload their own images and, categorize them appropriately. So yeah, so brand media, it'll default to all of your offer media. So the cool thing about this section, and this is because we don't want our retailers to miss out on any offers that would be perfect for their customers, is we have a star system. So these are the only images. So offer images, these are the default program images directly associated with Astro offers. These are the only ones that have stars. If the star is gold, it means that retailer is enrolled. If it is white, it means, I don't know, it's not all right, they're not enrolled. So if they wanted to enroll in something, they're just going to click on that image. They can click where it says enroll, and they can go ahead and enroll their store right then and there, and then get right back to what they were doing before, whatever that may be. So that's just for offers. Now, if they go to something like, let's say they want to go into frequent buyer, it'll automatically show them all brands, or they can filter it further by, selecting a specific brand and collecting all of their images. So these can be, the actual image directly associated with that frequent buyer program, and it can also be images of just straight products that you want to provide in there for them so that they can, create their own flyer if they want to. So I just, did a little heart on. So see, these are all favorited, so that's why they show up near the top. If images are not favorited, they're just going to be in alphabetical order. All at the bottom. So yeah, here's some good examples of some boss new frequent buyer program images that have been recently submitted. And yeah, we got the same thing for sharing the love. Here's some sharing the love images, our adoption program. So one thing with these and one thing with frequent buyer is we want to make it very clear what is happening with this program. So, for sharing the love, this one right here, if they adopt a dog, they can choose to get a free bottle of puppy shampoo. So that's what they're getting from this program. Same thing with the frequent buyer. So if we go into the frequent buyer, we'll see this is a buy 12, get one free frequent buyer program. Buy 12, buy 12, buy 6, buy 6, okay? So it's very clear what this program represents, what's going on, and the image itself can actually stand for and represent the entire program. So that's really important. Then we got our shelf talkers. Go in there, and then these are the ones that are directly associated with frequent buyer. We can also drill out and go into all program media. So if you didn't actually categorize your image, it would show up under all, and it would also show up if you actually did categorize. So here's a bunch of those. See? And then we got our social media. So we got all program media, social media. So I did favorite a couple of these guys up at the top. That's why they're hanging out up here. And yeah, if we scroll through, we'll see everything that has been contributed so far. So, to our retailers, this is absolutely going to be bursting very, very soon. Your Astro team is working on it. Your brands are working on it. Their marketing teams are working on it. So yeah, you're going to have more social media images than you know what to do with. I guarantee it. So yeah, and then the logo images themselves, they're not actually associated with programs directly. They're just associated with the brand. So like if you wanted to, you could filter and find the brand that you need a specific logo for. And otherwise, you know, there's all logo stuff. So yeah, awesome. Let me get back and stop this sharing. Beautiful. All right, any questions while I have you, while you have me, while you have all of us together in this big old happy fam? I'd be happy to answer them. And as soon as this ends, the recording typically starts immediately. So like if you missed the beginning, just kind of hang out for a second, you'll see the beginning, and then the recording will be emailed to you directly. So just check your inbox for something that is called Livestorm, and you'll find your direct link to access the recording of this. I'm also going to download it, and I'm going to put it up on the marketing webinar registration page that I shared with you previously. Where did I put it? This one. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on this page as well. So yeah, that's kind of your collection of everything Astro marketing webinar related. Okay, beautiful. Another question here. Awesome. Cool. All righty, beautiful. And yeah, here, let me share. Here, I'll just share the. So if you need the full media kit, that's it right there. So that is all of the Astro logos are in that Google folder right there. Okay, beautiful, awesome. Well, if there's no more questions, I'll release you into the wilds of the world. Been great. Awesome, guys. Well, yeah, if you want to join me next week, we're going to do a deep dive into Canva, which is the image creation software that I use most often to provide content for the Astro Marketing Suite. And since I do that, I also share the templates that are related to those images. So our retailers can actually access the Canva template that I include on the actual template library itself. So I'm going to help you find those little Easter eggs that I hide around the marketing suite. And you can actually go in, you can customize that image, that holiday image that I made, however you like, and then re-uploaded it to my media. So if you guys are creators and like to do stuff like that, definitely join me next Wednesday. The link to register is in the chat. Beautiful. Well, thank you guys. Happy 333. And I will end it on that note. Bye, y'all.